You're not scared of change. You're addicted to suffering. Your brain would rather keep you miserable in a situation it knows than risk happiness in one it doesn't, and I'll show you exactly why in the next 20 seconds. This single pattern controls who you date, the job you hate, and why you can't seem to move forward no matter how badly you want to. I'll show you the 11 patterns of this psychology. 1. Neural grooves. Your brain creates physical pathways for repeated experiences. Every time you choose the familiar, even when it hurts, you're literally carving deeper trenches in your mind. Think about it. You know your partner makes you feel small, but you stay. You know the job drains you, but you don't apply elsewhere. It's not laziness, it's neurology. Your brain treats those grooves like highways, fast, automatic, effortless. Anything new? That's hiking through dense forest. The fix? Name the pattern out loud. I'm choosing familiar pain right now. Awareness interrupts automation. But here's where it gets darker. 2. Prediction addiction. Your brain doesn't want happiness, it wants predictability. Studies show we'd rather have a guaranteed bad outcome than an uncertain good one, because uncertainty feels like danger. Picture this, you get a job offer that could change your life, better pay, better culture, actual growth, but you turn it down because what if it doesn't work out? Meanwhile, you're already miserable. You've just traded possible happiness for certain suffering. That's not caution, that's your prediction addiction talking. The fix? Ask yourself, what's the actual worst case? Write it down. It's never as bad as the vague fear. And it compounds. 3. Identity lock. You've become the person who suffers. Your brain has filed your identity under struggling. So when happiness shows up, it feels fake, wrong, like you're pretending to be someone you're not. Real example, someone finally treats you well and you feel uncomfortable. You pick fights. You wait for the other shoe to drop. Not because they're wrong for you, because right feels foreign. Psychologists call this identity foreclosure. You've closed the file on who you could become. The fix? Complete this sentence daily. I am someone who, then describe your future self, not your current pattern. But your brain has another trick. 4. Loss aversion hijack. Your brain weighs potential loss twice as heavily as potential gain. Losing what you have, even if it's terrible, feels more real than gaining something better. You stay in the dead-end relationship because leaving means losing your routine, your inside jokes, the person who knows your coffee order. Never mind that you're losing yourself. Never mind that you cry more than you smile. The familiar loss doesn't register. The unknown gain feels too risky. The fix? List what you're currently losing by staying. Make the invisible loss visible. And here's the part nobody talks about. 5. Trauma bonding to yourself. You're not just attached to painful situations, you're attached to painful versions of yourself. Every time you choose the hard path over the happy one, you tell yourself a story. I'm strong, I endure, I survive. But strength isn't staying in what breaks you. That's just normalized suffering with a hero narrative. Imagine you refuse help, refuse rest, refuse joy, because somewhere along the line you learned that struggling means you matter. That's not resilience, that's self-abandonment with good branding. The fix? Catch yourself glorifying your pain. I've been through so much can become I deserve ease now. The loop tightens. Dopamine depletion. Familiar pain doesn't spike your cortisol anymore. Your body's adapted. But new happiness? That requires energy, optimism, vulnerability. And if you've been running on empty, your brain simply doesn't have the fuel. So you pick the numb over the unknown. Real scenario. Someone invites you somewhere that could be fun. You say no, not because you don't want to go, but because mustering hope feels exhausting. The fix? Microdose newness. 5-minute walks in different neighborhoods. One new song. Build your tolerance for uncertainty. Your brain doubles down. 7. Confirmation bias loop. You've decided you're the type of person things don't work out for. So now your brain filters reality to prove you right. You ignore the good opportunities. You remember every failure. You interpret neutral events as rejections. Picture this. You get positive feedback at work, but all you hear is the one critique. Someone compliments you and you assume they're being polite. Not because it's true, because your brain is running a program designed to confirm your existing story. The fix? Keep a counter-evidence journal. Write down one thing daily that doesn't fit your narrative. And the mechanism gets more insidious. 8. Sunk cost suffering. You've invested so much pain already. Leaving now would mean it was all for nothing. So you stay. You invest more pain. You dig deeper into the hole, hoping it becomes a tunnel. Example, you've spent 3 years trying to make it work. The relationship, the degree, the startup. It's clearly not working, but quitting feels like admitting defeat. Here's the truth. The pain you've already endured doesn't get refunded by enduring more. The fix? Ask, if I were starting today, would I choose this? If the answer is no, you have your answer. But there's a deeper sabotage. 9. Happiness guilt. You don't think you deserve it. Not consciously, but somewhere in your wiring, there's a belief that you haven't earned peace yet, that you need to suffer more first. Scenario: things are finally going well and you feel anxious, like you're waiting for punishment, like happiness is a debt you'll have to repay. Researchers call this foreboding joy. You preemptively brace for disaster to avoid disappointment. But what you're really doing is rejecting the good before it can reject you. The fix: when happiness arrives, practice saying thank you instead of this won't last. Your nervous system plays its final card. 10. Safety in stagnation. Movement means vulnerability. Staying put means control. Your brain has convinced you that if you just manage the current pain perfectly, you can avoid worse pain later. So you optimize your suffering. You get really good at surviving. You never actually live. Example, you don't ask for what you want because asking means risking a no. So you stay silent, stay small, stay safe, and call it being low maintenance. The fix? Do one thing this week that requires you to be seen. Send the text, make the ask, take up space. Which brings us to the cruelest part. 11. The familiarity drug. This is the core of it. Familiar pain releases the same neurochemicals as familiar comfort. Your brain can't tell the difference between known and bad and known and good. It just knows predictable, and predictable feels like safety, even when it's killing you. You return to the ex you broke. You stay in the city you hate. You repeat the same patterns and wonder why nothing changes. Not because you're weak, because you're wired to survive, not to thrive. The fix? Treat new happiness like exposure therapy. Small doses, build tolerance, teach your brain that unknown doesn't mean unsafe. Here's what you need to understand. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do, keep you alive by keeping you the same. But alive isn't the same as living. Familiar pain is a cage you've decorated. Unknown happiness is the door you keep walking past. The truth is, you're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of succeeding and discovering you could have had this all along. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. That means something in you recognizes the pattern. Now do something about it. Choose one thing from this list and do it today, not tomorrow, today. Because your brain will try to file this video under interesting and move on. Don't let it. Hit subscribe if you want more psychology that actually makes you think instead of just making you feel better. And drop a comment telling me which pattern hit hardest. I'll see you in the next one.